Hey, good afternoon. Years ago, and I mean years ago, I used to work in Harrods. And in Harrods, they used to have this thing they called lamb lutkas. And it was minced lamb, if I remember rightfully, and mashed potato, where it was potato on the outside and lamb in the middle. It was like a cake. It was uh, fried with cake. I am going to do a variation on that same theme. I'm gonna do something different. So here I've got some minced beef, I've got some mashed potato, but unlike the lutka, where it was the lamb was in the middle and it was the potato was around the outside like that, I'm gonna mix what I've done the potato and the minced beef, seasoned with turmeric, ginger, and salt and pepper, and I'm gonna do something completely different. I'm going to add some Greek cheese to it, yeah? I'm going to crumble that in and I'm going to add it into the meat mix. I've also got one here, which is a fish cake with a difference. It's got spinach in there, Greek cheese in there, smoked haddock, diced carrots. So, and then I'm going to pass it through a penne. So what I'm going to do here now is I want you to see what I'm doing a little bit. So I'm going to open this up and I'm going to crumble it into the beef mix, and I'm going to mix it all in. So I'm going to open it up and I'm going to crumble all of this into the beef mix. And then I'm going to turn it into cakes. Right, so here we go. Right. Then I'm going to just mix it in like that. Mix it in. Mix in the mince, the cheese, and turn it into fantastic cake. Then I'm going to pass it through flour, egg, flour, and I'm not going to deep fry it. I'm going to shallow fry it. So I've got one pan on for the fish and one pan on for the beef. All right. This should be, well, it should be my usual word, amazing. Right. Yeah. Right. When I was working in the school, the head cook told me how to break down egg when you're using it for a penne. Right, so let's have a look. So simple. You get your egg, and you're gonna break it down. So I'm gonna use a couple of eggs. Right, so I put my egg into the bowl, and then salt. Excuse me. So, one of the things I always encourage is to measure everything. That way you produce what you call a standard recipe. And if you measure everything, then if someone else cooks that recipe, it shouldn't taste any different from what you've done. So if I put half a teaspoon of salt there, and I measure it, a teaspoon, or on a scale, 0.25 on a scale, 0.25 grams, half a teaspoon. Yeah, because a teaspoon carries, if it's not heaped, 5 grams. Right, so I'll put that down so it doesn't fall again. Then I'm going to whisk it. I might use a fork. I could use a whisk, but I'll use a fork. I've got whisk in there, but I'll use a fork. So I'm going to whisk that up, like that, as you can see, and leave it for about a minute. And the egg at the moment is all like that. It will become runny like water. Just leave it there. The salt will break it down and it'll become runny like water. Yeah. If you're not sure what penne is, it is flour, egg, flour, or flour, egg, breadcrumbs. When you go to something like, go somewhere like Morley's or something like that, or you go out and you buy yourself some southern fried chicken, 9 times out of 10, it's flour, egg, flour. On the odd occasion, you'll get flour, egg, breadcrumbs. I'm just going to do the flour, egg, flour, and it will have a crispy coat on the outside. You'll see, right? So now I'm thinking to myself slowly, which would be the best one, because what is called cross-contamination is when you touch something and then your hands is not clean and then you touch something else. Right, now I'm thinking to myself, should I do the fish one first or should I do the meat one first? Fish, meat, fish, meat, fish, meat. Right? Well, fish, meat, I'll do the meat one. Right? If it was chicken, I would do it last. If I had a choice of fish, chicken, and lamb or beef, I would do the fish first, then wash my hands. Then I would do the chicken, no, the lamb, then wash my hands, and do the chicken last, because the chicken is the one that contains the salmonella. Yeah. So that is how I work. And if I've got vegetarian and fish and meat, I'll do the vegetarian first. That way that I don't take any meat products over into any of the vegetarian dishes, yeah? That's how I work, and it's good practice. Always be aware of other people's needs when it comes to food, yeah? Just because you might eat a certain type of food and they don't, you work towards their needs. So that is how I normally work. So, I even try to cook vegan wherever I can so that I get that experience. It's good to get that experience. As you can see, I am putting the beef cakes into the flour and then into the egg. And if I one of the things I normally do as well is, rather than do it one at a time, try and do a batch. Even if it's like a batch of 3, a batch of 4, right? So you get a few of them all at once, like that. And then it's easier to work with, right? So it's like, now I've got a batch of 4, haven't I? Right? There's still quite a bit of mixture in there, right? But then, whilst these cakes are starting to cook, I will then continue to shape and mould the ones that are in the container. So something's happening in the fryer, something's happening in the preparation area, right? So I've got my right, just like that, and straight into the fryer it goes. And these should have a really fantastic flavour If you want to know what's in the ingredients, it's mashed potato, savoury mince, cooked anyhow you like, whether it's with pepper, whatever you want to put in there, and Greek style cheese. If you don't want Greek style cheese, go to Lidl's, or what comes close to Greek style cheese is Feta, right? And it will take it to another place. Now, the best way I think basically, the best way to serve this wonderful dish, which I haven't got on me at the moment, would be fresh salad. Rocket salad would be a good idea, yeah. But today I'm just showing you, I had some mince in the fridge, so I thought I would show you what I can do with a bit of mince, bit of potato, bit of cheese, and wonderful things will happen. Yeah, so I'm just going to wash off my hands, wash off all the excess flour and all sorts, dry my hands, and then start again. And that way you don't get a build-up of all the flour, meat, everything all over your fingers, because it can be quite a messy job. You can use gloves if you want to. I'm at home, I don't use any gloves. Right, I'm going to turn to the frying pan. As you can see, they're nicely cooking. And just turn up a little bit and get it really going. Right, so these are all the beef ones so far. Now, the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to cook the fish ones. Now, because it's me, here I am. Rather than throw away the egg and get a fresh egg because it's fish, I'm just going to use the same one. You can say, oh, but you talk about cross-contamination. Yes, but I eat meat, I eat fish, and I eat vegetables. So it doesn't apply to me. If I was cooking for someone that didn't eat meat, I would throw away that egg. If I was cooking for someone that didn't eat meat or fish, I'd throw away the egg and prepare a vegetable one for them, because cross-contamination. But it's me, it's my budget, so I'm just cooking it for me, yeah. Right, now I'm going to concentrate on the fish one, right? So, same principle. Get the fish. Oh, by the way, in this one, did I say it's smoked haddock, carrot, spinach, tomato, onions, and so I'm gonna, and feta cheese, and feta cheese, Greek style cheese, yeah. So just stick that in there. Now I don't have much of this mix, so I'm just gonna make something like three nice big ones, and yeah. The next thing I'm going to do after that, I'm going to do, I think it's called Vichy carrots, where you cook the carrots in a little butter or oil and a bit of sugar. Well, normally it's carrots, really. Right. And you put a little bit of sugar in it. So, this should be very nice. This should make a very nice lunch or supper. So I just put them in there. And then I'm going to pan them and put it straight into the pan. Straight into the pan. And then I'll clean out the pan, wipe out the pan because it's got burnt flour in there. And I'll do the Vichy carrots. I've just steamed the carrots. And then I'll put a little bit of oil or butter into the pan. And then I'm going to add some glaze to the carrots. So I'm going to use a balsamic glaze. Right, so once again, rinse my hands and tidy down this little mess. And get on with the next part of the project. Or the cooking, I should say. Call it what you will. Right. So the beef ones are all done now. So just the fish ones. The next thing I'm going to do is Vichy carrots. Yeah. Yeah, right. Now, add in the finishing touches. Right, so let us turn the frying pan. Turn to the frying pan, I should say. A little bit of oil, not too much. Bring it up so it's hot. Carrots, chantilly carrots. All right, straight in. This is going to be fantastic. So, let them cook. Now I'm going to chop some parsley. So let them cook for a little bit. Just a little saute. And then I'm going to add some chopped parsley to that. See? No salt. I can stick my salt away and everything now. Right, so best thing for me to do is chop some parsley. Finely chopped. That's the final touch. Parsley. I'll just finely chop it. That'll be green and orange. Balsamic vinegar reduction. That's for the sweetness. Plate ready. Fish cake ready. Chopped parsley. Turn it off. Vichy carrots. Variation on the theme. Normally it's butter and sugar. This is a little variation on the theme. Vichy carrots. There you go. Fish cake with Vichy carrots. The other one is beef cakes with Vichy carrots as well. Take your pick. Bon appetit.